This is David Bilsborough here at Cheshire Cars in Crewe in Cheshire, business owner, and here we are today, a few days into January, so a very happy new year to you all. And this video has been prompted by some pending rule changes that I bet most of you don't know about. So some very interesting rule changes to the highway code which the government are implementing towards the end of January. So just before we dive into the video on some of those changes, and I think quite controversial ones, I want to thank Tendai for coming in today to again video us in this video. So Tendai is a supporter and a friend of the business, and very often everything you see is helped by Tendai, so thank you very much. And our YouTube channel grows and continues to grow. We're hoping to see 1 million views in the next few months, so please do keep supporting it and spreading the word of Cheshire Cars YouTube channel. So yes, the video, it's all to do with the new rule changes. Now I must admit I didn't know about them until December, when I couldn't believe what I was reading. But are you aware that by the end of this month, if it gets sanctioned by the government, which it probably will do, it's passed a few stages through Parliament, that you will need to give pedestrians and cyclists crossing a road the right of way. So if you're turning, for example, off a main road into a side road and there's a pedestrian waiting to cross, you've got to give way. And at the moment you would only give way if it was safe to do so, and you should always have that in mind. So if there's a stream of cars behind you and you haven't checked your rear view mirror, you shouldn't really stop even though you're indicating, because the car behind you will be expecting you to make the turn, of course. But now you've got to stop and let that pedestrian cross into the road. Amazing. What do you think about that? I just think it's a recipe for causing an accident if I've read the rules correctly. And if there's anyone that has got a different opinion, then please do comment in the comment section below in the video. I will be putting a link which we've copied from a government paper on the matter, so you'll be able to digest all the rule changes. But it's ideally they're saying to make it more safer for very light road users such as pedestrians and cyclists, etc. And of course, obviously most people, if not everyone, would agree that you've got to show courtesy on the road, but surely it's to stay safe, not just for the pedestrians but for the drivers. If I was following a car and it was indicating left or right, I would expect it to make the turn. So now you need to drop back a little bit more, and just be aware that that rule change will be implemented in 2 to 3 weeks time. One of the other rules is in regarding to mobile phone use, which I don't have a problem with at all. So if you're using your mobile phone, taking a picture or choosing some music off it, and the police officer spots you doing that, he or she could give you a penalty of 6 penalty points and a £200 fine for doing so whilst driving or whilst being in charge of a motor vehicle, of course, because the engine running parked up on the side of the road, it's still, you're in charge of the motor vehicle. So that rule, I think, is a positive one, and that will promote good and safer roads. But there are 1 or 2 other rules and regulations which are changing in the next 2 weeks, so please do have a look below where you see the sign more or an arrow. Click into it and I'll paste the link in there. So that's the rule changes are going to affect all the road users, pedestrians, cyclists, car drivers, truck drivers, bus drivers, everyone you can think of. That's going to be around in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Have a fantastic day, and there'll be more from us in the coming days and weeks.